All right, everyone. Good morning. Apologize for the late start. At this point, I've been late so often that I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. It is what it is. Good morning. Hopefully you're having a great day today. Looks like the market has sold off since 9 o'clock this morning. 9 o'clock we had a sharp sell-off down to the monthly opening price. Let's jump up to the daily and see what we got. We have had an expansion yesterday. We hit our breaker. We never hit those equal highs that I was looking for. We've already tagged our let's slow down here. Because I'm late. I'm flustered. Let's go ahead and commit our time to the Lord. Lord, we just honor you today. Father, we don't do this because of expectations of expecting you to do great things for us. We don't pray because we think that it's going to result in a green day or a profitable day or a good day. But Father, we pray every morning because you are first place in our life. And it is our reminder that we put you at the forefront of our lives, the way we live, the way we act, and everything that we say and do. Father, we just declare that you are king over our lives, or at least over my life. And Father, I just pray that you'd bless the work of my hands. You'd bless the time we have together. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, folks, and with that, let's go ahead and rock and roll. We got some administrative stuff we'll get into here in a bit, but let's go ahead and just get settled and up to it with the market. So we've already swept the previous day high here. You can see that high have been swept just briefly. So either we get a double break day or we're going to stay inside this range. I'm looking at from the monthly price higher. Maybe we reach down lower, but it would have to be a big day for that to happen. Now, we did have an initial sell-off right off 9 o'clock. And with that, we have an hourly SIBI that we tagged down here, but nothing else. No 4-hour fair value gaps. And if you look along the way, there is no 4-hour fair value gaps that are unmitigated, okay? So that means we need to drop down to, look at these equal highs. Look at that. That's just saying I want to go higher. Do you see that? Equal. That wants to go higher. Look at that. All right, well, let's pay attention to London low. I don't know if we're going to get down there because it is the previous day low. Dropping down to the hourly. This is an hourly fair value gap. It's the lowest one. Everything else has been mitigated until this point. So I'm kind of treating this as a manipulation leg. Consolidation, manipulation, expansion. That's kind of how I want to treat today, simply because of this right here. That doesn't stay that way. That is made to get ran, okay? So with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't run this low right here. This is just a minor sell side liquidity, and that was from 11 a.m., the big drop that we had. I literally got off my private stream right before this drop, and it ended up dropping down to the hourly fair value gap. And then now I'm personally bullish. That's how I want to play today. The unfortunate thing is it could be like this most of the day. We'll see. We've already ran London low. London high has made equal highs. No, London high has already been ran. Barely. No, it made equal highs. It's right here. Let's see. Did that make... Well, we're going to call that equal highs. Okay, London high. What is that? So the high is 676.75. And the high is 677.75. So it did run that high. It did sweep that high already. So we'll just mark it up to there. Market opens in 47 seconds. We do have an opening range gap, as you can imagine from yesterday, right here. It's hard to want to do something once you have a big move like that already. If we mark our high of the move to the low of the move, this is our midpoint. Look at that. That's how convenient is that? That's interesting. It's right in the middle of the opening range gap. And technically the opening range would be right there. Okay. Let me make sure I got everything else set up here. Get you guys over here so I can see you. Okay. Microsoft news was this morning. That's good to know. Let me make sure my shared screen is working. All right, so we got that. $15-minute fair value gap. We did make a breaker right here and did expand higher. Do you see that? Here's the breaker. I saw the reaction and it would have been an emotional trade. I saw it just moving and I was considering getting in, but it would have been emotional, so I chose not to. We do have a sweep of this internal high right here. So we're just going to let it do its thing. We don't have a first presented fair value gap. Technically, the opening range gap down here has already been mitigated. We got our new day opening gap, our most recent new day opening gap right here. We have another new day opening gap up here. Let's go ahead and mark that right here. Fairly small again, but notable. And then we're going to get rid of some of these other ones. See, look how it referenced it multiple times here and then broke through it. So this is kind of where I'm looking potentially to come back up to. I would like an opportunity to take a long. So if we can do another sweep, maybe of this sell side back into the hourly, I might look for a long. I don't know if it's going to give it to us, to be honest with you. Let's see if this gives us our fair value gap. Lack of fair value gaps just gives us an indication that we just sit out. We don't need to do anything or rush anything. The second day that I've worn it, the shirt, brand new, got it. My mother told me I need to make this line a little crossed. That might be the next rendition of it, but that's that's the shirt. All right, looks like that might give it to us. I'm going to go ahead and mark that. So our first fair value gap is at 934. Wow, I'm glad I'm measuring this out. These candles are, that candle was 39 handles. The average size right now is 28 points per handle. And that's just because all of this was pre-market. Since the market has opened, these candles have roughly been 30 to 40 candles. Or 30 to 40 handles, not candles. Rhyme was unintentional. Look at the tag of that fair value gap. That could be a night. If it stays under the equilibrium, it could roll over here and move lower. I'm not going to take it. I'm just reading price action. All right, so it does move above it and closed. That's a nice little sign for potentially it moving higher. We'll see if it has the potential of holding or if it's just going to close below it. There's a reference of the midpoint. Let's see what happens. This is why it's important to watch live price action. You don't, nothing in any of the backtesting stuff can you watch how the candle prints. You can't. And watching how the candle prints is helpful. Now, sometimes it doesn't do it. Right, like right here, it went lower. But let's just say it's red for a majority of the candle, and then in the last 15 seconds, it starts moving higher. That's a bullish impression, right? You can't see that. All you see is that the candle closed a doji candle. But if you see that it was like this for until the last few seconds, then it goes higher, that's a bullish impression that you can take note of that could indicate higher prices. Like if it would have done that here, that would have been more of an indication for me to want to take a long to this high. You see what I mean? We got a potential sign. I was concerned because it was the only fair value gap that it might not do anything. So I'm watching this. And if it was red, but then in the last seconds closed all the way up here back above the fair value gap in the last seconds, that's an indication that we're probably running to that high right there. So we're just watching how price prints to help determine where price wants to go. It doesn't mean you take a trade when you're right, but you can learn from it, and it is possible to take trades from it. Let's go back up to the 4 hour and let's see how this printed. Did we did, I'm pretty sure, swept this high. Okay, so we swept that high. And if we did sweep that high, there's could be a good indication that we see lower prices to come. All that potentially. It really depends if we can get below this sell side, this 11 a.m. sweep of liquidity. Is that Isaiah? Is that how you say it? Is that what I'm reading? Carrelio. Good morning. Glad to have you. I can't make it a 3-nail cross, Mary. If I do that, it's like copying somebody else. We'll see. Maybe we'll figure out something. First presented fair value gap tagged again. Not going to lie, that looks good for a short, even though it's a lot of consolidation. Still not going to take it, just noting. I would like to see price come down here and sweep this low and then look for my long. When you say put the IM on one side, like it over here and then everything else here? I don't understand. Hey, I'm open to suggestions. I'm no professional here. Even though, I mean, the average size of these candles is 30 points, okay? 30-point candles. These are very, very, look at down here in the corner, that red box right here. That red box is the average, it's the ATR, average size of the last 14 candles. Average size is 30 candles, or 30 points right now. That's really large. So your contract size is probably going to have to be a little smaller. get some music on here. All right, so we have right now Bullinox is doing a 91% off sale. The only problem is Bullinox has a way of making sure they make as much money as possible. So you have to constantly update your promo codes. Once the sale ends, they don't let you keep your same promo code. They reassign a random promo code to you. And then you have to manually go in and change that promo code. So with the sale, I went in there this morning to change it because it is some random bit of letters, 5M8KU. I'm reading it right now. But then when I go to change it, we're trying it again right now, it will not let me save it. It will not let me save the DTJ code. For whatever reason, I don't know why. But if you want to get 91% off, you can use, here, I'm going to put it in the link in the chat here. For right now, until I get with their support, you can use that code. And it will give you 91% off. It is the cheapest on the market right now. The prop firm market, I should say. And I don't know why I can't change it. It's quite frustrating, to be honest with you. That's number one. Number two, I got YouTube to approve my nonprofits for our fundraisers. Okay? So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be talking, I've already had a couple conversations with some CEOs and some what do you call it? Marketing managers, as far as their getting the word out to other people. Just to hear what they're about, ask some questions as far as how much money goes where, so that things can be above ship or above board. So we're gonna be starting some fundraisers. My goal is to do one nonprofit a month or one nonprofit for every 2 months. Until I get a list of 12, and then we'll rotate through 12 that I like. If you guys have any suggestions on nonprofits that you would want, or that you know about that I can do some research on, I'd be happy to. I'm totally in for local nonprofits as well as national nonprofits or international, right? Two of the nonprofits that I absolutely love are based in Africa. They're nonprofits in Africa. And they've been around for a very long time. My wife and I have supported them for a long time. And some of the other ones, I know the CEO of the nonprofits, and I know their character. I know who they are. So, and one of them's internet. I mean, if you're a believer, you've probably heard Heidi Baker. Heidi Baker, her ministry's one. I know the new CEO, the new director, I should say. Will Hart is a good friend of mine. So that's one of the one of the nonprofits. The Raining Season, Exodus Cry, Innocence Free. Those are all nonprofits so far that I'm excited about. really don't share that much, Marcus. I shared it in the private live stream last week. But that's really the only place that I share it. I'll share trades, what I make on a trade and things like that, but I really don't do P&L right now. That's not the focus. The focus is education. All right, watching that breaker there to see if it continues to hold or if we're going to push and drop through it. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Send me an email if you really believe in one and you're like, man, I want you to know the details. Send me an email at tyler@thepurposedriventrader.com, and I'll look into them. Maybe try to set up a Zoom call with somebody on their team and just learn more about them. But I'm excited about that. I got 3 of them approved. It took about 2-3 weeks. Unfortunately, it took some time. I was speaking with one of the nonprofits, and they were like, I have to get approved from YouTube for people to do fundraisers. This is great information. I didn't know this. Yada, 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 yada. Yep. Everybody pay attention here. We have our first presented fair value gap, but since then, not a single fair value gap has followed. I would not be worried. Don't try to chase nothing. Don't think you're going to catch the move right before it goes big, because it's probably not. If I showed you a picture out front today, you would see my trash can with the lid off and about 3 feet of trash built on top of it. It's crazy. We had so many people over here, and I'm thinking bullish, and the trash just is overflowing. And then on top of that, the snowstorm caused everybody the people to be late. Now they're just picking it up right now. Well, they didn't get everything. It's disappointing. Tyler, can you pray for my career? What career is that? All right, here's it's now moving. It's 9:53. First time watching, I'm curious what your my average win rate. Probably 50 to 60%. Yesterday I had 2 wins and 1 loss. The day before that I had 2 wins and 2 losses. But it's all about risk management. There's plenty of traders that make hundreds of thousands of dollars that have a 40% win rate, but because they manage their risk appropriately, they make a lot of money. All right, so I like this move here, but still no fair value gap. But let's see how let's see what happens with these candles here. And on top of that, let's just say your win rate is 70%, 60%. I could probably have 50% of you raise your hand, and you would say the following: yeah, I have an okay win rate, or it's average, but my losers are much bigger than my winners. That's the problem with most traders, is their losses are twice the size as their winners, which result in it being not being profitable. $48 points on that one candle. Woo, those are big. Well, if you're here for the opening prayer, Marcus, my prayer was that we would be blessed with everything that we set our hands to, that everything that we do would glorify His name, and that that our hands would be blessed. So if you believe that, it's possible. You just gotta look at your heart. What is the attitude of your heart? Well, number one, do you believe it? Number two, do you have the right motives behind it? And if it's to provide for your family, that's right motives. For the most part, I should say. I'm not the Lord. I don't see the heart of man. All right, so we finally got another fair value gap here. We swept all of this, did not sweep this low. I anticipated we may not. And if we don't, that's okay. But I'm not interested in trying to, taking a long off the fair value gap. We're still in a lot of consolidation. It could go either way. You can do 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3. I typically go towards liquidity points. So instead of saying, okay, I'm going to take a long right here, and I'm going to make sure my stop loss is right here, and I'm going to make sure I get a 2R trade, which would be right there. That's 2R, right? Double the size of my stop loss. I would say, nope, I'm going to go to this high right there. That's 2.5. So I target liquidity points. And sometimes that's a 1R trade. Sometimes it's a 2R trade. Last week, we got an 8R trade. I did trade yesterday, yes. Your ATR is 40. My ATR is 29. I don't know how many. Let's see. Whoops. Don't want that. I took all that off the screen. If we're patient enough, we can probably get at least one good move. Now, the question is, are we going to be able to recognize that one good move in the midst of the choppiness? That's the hardest part, right? Many times you think you've identified the opportunity and maybe you're early. Maybe it's not there at all. Maybe the timing's off, right? All of those are factors. All right, so here is the news and And here's the new 4-hour candle here. 4-hour candle opened. We displaced lower. Opened right at the midpoint. No surprise there. 15-minute. Hourly. I'm going to mark 10 a.m. We're open right at the midpoint of yesterday's range. What time did you trade yesterday and where do you post your schedules? Yesterday was a private live stream for the purpose-driven traders inside the Purpose-Driven Trader Academy. So I call all of you guys purpose-driven traders because you're here, because trading, it's more than just trading, I believe, for you guys. If you're here, if you have a belief in Jesus Christ or the Lord, it means more to you than just making money. So for those inside the academy, I do a private stream every Tuesday and then a backtesting session every Thursday, privately for those inside the academy. If you're interested, you can find the link in the description. It's a one-time cost. There's no monthly subscription. The Discord is a part of the package, and you'll be grandfathered in on anytime I do price increases, or eventually when it goes to a monthly subscription. That you'll be grandfathered in for that. All right, so we ran through the first for fair value gap again. Probably going to expand higher here. I just want to confirm that we are moving higher outside of this. Here's 50% of the range, so we'll probably get some form of consolidation right around there. There's just a lack of fair value gaps. Now, if for whatever reason it decides to drop all the way back down here aggressively and stops at this 1 minute fair value gap, I would consider taking a long from there. All right, so it looks like we're expanding. We went right through that level. The next level is going to be right here. We're making higher highs, or higher lows, I should say. Wouldn't surprise me if we push higher here. What's that? If we get a fair value gap, a tag of a fair value gap, I probably will take a long. It will be a very small long. It'll probably be a single micro because of how large these candles are. 35 points for that one candle. We haven't had a single pullback yet. Not a single fair value gap. Now there's only 2 of them, but we haven't had a pullback yet. Yes, Anchor, that does. All right, so we're just shy or slightly above the 50% level. What I'm looking for is for it to come back into this fair value gap, which would put it in discount again. And that's ideally where I want to grab my position, in discount before we expand into premium. Now, if we come all the way back down here, then I'm going to get stopped out. I will, because I'm not going to hold it all the way down there. I'm going to take an entry right there. So as long as we stay inside that fair value gap, I should be fine. Where's my... Why is that here? Down here. Screen share. There it is. Okay. All right, stopped out on both of them. It did not want to continue. Set a 20 handle stop loss. Just wasn't willing to hold it for longer if it was going to drop lower. And maybe it finds support in here and it goes higher. And I just didn't have a large enough stop loss because the average size of these candles is 27 handles. That's the hardest part on that. Well, none of my accounts were copied, so that was a blessing in disguise, I guess. There we go. All right. All right, so we tagged the first presented fair value gap. If we have a 1 minute change in state of delivery, I might retry this. Take that back. I might wait for it to reach down here. Just be patient. One trade will fix and will fix everything. If it's the right one. Until then, we just are patient. $15 minutes going to close here in a second. Large wick on that 15-minute time frame. Maybe I need to wait on these equal highs. Wonder if I'm committing too hard to those equal highs and missing the right now move, which could be right here. The down move. The move lower. The odds of it hitting here is pretty low. There's a 5-minute tag overlapping right there. There's a volume imbalance right here. right at the 10 a.m. opening price. What does it mean that there's a volume imbalance? It means that there's no candle printed in that space. Neither green nor black. No open positions, Trish. We're waiting for an opportunity. Want to go long. I believe in the longs. We got stopped out on one. I took a long on this fair value gap right here. Wanted to see if it would hold, and it didn't. Came back down to the first presented fair value gap. We have a volume imbalance down here. Now we're outside of the macro time. So probably gonna wait till 10:45 time frame to see if it wants to reach down here and then give us a long opportunity. There's an IFVG right here, yeah, but it found support at the fair value gap. Yeah, this is also an IFVG right here. Just too large of a stop. 75 handles is what your stop would have to be. All right, so we filled both of those fair value gaps right there on that big candle. I really would like to see this come down here. We are one trade in. One trade in, down 40 bucks. Oh, that reminds me. Second administrative thing. Raise your hand or give me a thumbs up or a comment in the chat if you've considered using Funded Next Futures. If somebody could go into the Funded Next Futures platform, at least act as if you're getting a futures account with Funded Next Futures, and put in the code DTJ and see if it gives you a discount. You don't have to buy anything, but it will show you the discount. I can't do it on my end for whatever reason. I just want to make sure that the code DTJ is working, because I'm going to be putting out some content on there. I'm really liking the Funded Next Futures platform. I have an account. I'm actually trading with one right now. But I think there could be a use case for it that is really good for newer traders. I was sharing one with a trader on here, Wendy, about how they don't have expirations. They don't have a monthly subscription. I mean, you might be thinking, oh, cool, no monthly subscription. I can't tell you how big of a deal that is. Psychologically, that is a huge deal. Huge deal. All right, so here we go. Let's see what happens right around here if we sweep. Then watching that level. Today's are the days that require lots of patience. After I'm done, yeah. Okay. Love you. I would love Christmas music. I don't know if I can get permission for it. Let's see if I can find, give me a second. Let's see if we can find a license free. I don't know who that is. So we'll wait. All right, let's. Yeah. All right, we'll try this. How's that? Is that good? Hey, I could be patient with this music. Actually, I have another giveaway for Apex. I have an Apex giveaway coming this week. Hang on. Hello, come on in. Hopefully it's warm in here. It's cold outside. Let me know if you need anything, okay? Thank you. Music suggestion: Petra Band, alternate rock Christian songs. Only problem is do they have a copyright on the music? If they don't, I get slapped with a strike saying you can't do that. Don't play my music without your permission, without my permission. That's what they say. All right, how many likes do we got? Are we close to 60? All right, let's hit 60 likes and we'll do our daily affirmation. 60 likes, 60 likes. Well, the reason I say it's Christian, I mean it's Christmas music. The reason why I say it's Christmas music is I mean, that's what it's showing me right there. Top best Christmas songs, relaxing Christmas jazz, instrumental, copyright free. That's what we're playing right now. So just picture snow and lights, and maybe that'll make it more Christmassy. Ten more likes and we'll get started on that. Greetings from Paris. Welcome, my friend. What do you go by? It says Ikiai Gali. Gai. Akigai. Yeah, I don't know. So as of right now, I'm going to call you 1572. Hey, 1572. What's up, Ted? Good morning. Ooh, we got some coffee pouring going on right now. We got some coffee pouring. Look at that. Look at that coffee pour. It's like the perfect pour. I can't do that with my coffee yet. Look at that. It's the perfect pour. If you're like, what is this guy doing? This is me attempting to distract myself from the market because I do not want to trade in what I'm seeing. Look at that. That's impressive. Okay. Back to the charts. We came back down to the volume imbalance, pretty close to it. Still haven't tagged yet, and the 10 a.m. fair value gap, okay? Or the 10 a.m. opening price. That's the other level right here. This is the 10 a.m. opening price. All right, look at that reaction. That I might be willing to jump in because I think we'll probably just push higher here. Let's see if it goes here. I did put one contract on to see if this is going to continue. I raised this up, so that's higher. We'll see if it goes. Might not. If we can't make a new high on over here, I'm gonna probably close it. All right, there's the new high. Nice. See if we can keep going here. I'm gonna close that there. That was nothing more than just a giant candle giving me a clear direction, and it's not one of those trades where I'm just gonna hold it for, you know, forever. I'm just gonna take a trade, scalp it, and get out because it could easily come back down just like this. I don't know if it's gonna come all the way back down here, but outside of that candle, there was no other reason for me to take the trade. But that put me back at break even. Actually, it put me green. Barely. So now I'm just waiting for a cleaner opportunity. The 5M 8KU does not work there either. What the funny junk? What's going on? Let me... I want to take a look at it, but the market's now moving, so for respect of everybody else, we'll keep it here. This Christmas music better get better. I want sleigh bells. I want sleigh bell songs. Where's the sleigh bells? That's all I'm saying. All right, we'll do that. All right, so 15-minute, still, like I said, there's a good chance we could do something like this. We just need an opportunity to get in. And there hasn't been anything clean, and we've been outside of the macro time, okay? So we haven't dropped back down to the 10 a.m. level, the volume imbalance, and this unmitigated fair value gap. We've created a new one right here. And yeah, just not at all the best price action today. We had one loss, and then I took a quick scalp and reclaimed that loss, and sitting at pretty much break even. But no opportunity for, you know, the trade of the day type move. It's okay. We're just going to be patient. I was 2 trades. I max myself out at 4 trades a day. All right, do we have... If it ain't about Jesus, it ain't Christmas music. I feel ya. Give me 6 more likes, folks, and we'll do our daily affirmation. I don't want to take a long off of this, to be honest with you, right here, because last time I got burned, but that's usually what happens. Then it works the next time and it just takes off. Also, we have this volume imbalance down here, and it's not quite 10:45 yet. Okay, here we go. Gogu, remind me your name again. I'm still trying to get your name. Forgot, and I feel like I don't want to just say Gogu. Yeah, we don't even have a, it's just a mitigation block. We don't have anything that I'd want to take a trade on here. Can you buy partial if NQ, if new and build an account? I mean, you can buy micros. The micros as small as you can go, and you can start a personal account for as little as $200. Would I recommend EA trading? I don't know what EA is standing for. I trade on prop accounts. Currently, I'm trading, I don't know how many I have. Let me see here. I'll show you the accounts, or the accounts here. This is how many I'm trading. You're going to see one red because that was the one that was without anything. But that's where I'm at sitting right now. I got 5 take profits, 3 Apex, and 1 funded next right now that I just started. So that's what I'm trading with, and these are all copied. So I trade one account and then it copies to all of those. So I don't have to overtrade. I just trade my normal one focused account and then it duplicates those on the other ones. All right, let me get this here. All right, one more like and then we'll do our daily affirmation. I want to do it in the next 3 minutes. I want to not get it out of the way, but I want to make sure we're focused. Put priorities where priorities need to be and not jump from one thing to the other. So I want to give this the time that is needed for it. This is based out of Proverbs. And today's affirmation is as follows. Today I walk in divine alignment. I release hurry. I release pressure and striving. God goes before me. He orders my steps and equips me with everything I need for today's assignment. This, guys, this is massive. How many of you believe or have felt that I don't have everything that I need to complete the assignment or the calling God has on me? Well, here's the thing. God has given you everything what you need for life and godliness today. So to fulfill the assignment God has for you today, you have the ability. You have everything that you need. So your job is to not walk in front of him, but walk beside him. Walk with him through this journey. Commit your time to the Lord. Remind yourself of his promises to you. When he shows you his promises, they're full, complete, matured. Where you're at right now may be the infancy stage. What you're seeing is the seeds that are being sown. Then they go into the ground. Then they bear fruit in time, in season. Okay? Don't hurry. Don't go before the Lord. Walk with him is my encouragement for you today. I am not a nurse. Are you talking about me, John? I feel a joke's coming up, knowing John. John's about to be kidding around here in a second. Watch this. Watch this. It's almost a guaranteed fact for John. Yes, you can. You can copy. That's the thing. If you trade Apex, Take Profit Trader, and you select Tradevate as your broker option, you can copy trade all of them at the same time. You can also copy outside of different accounts as well, but I haven't personally done that, so I can't directly speak to it. I just have Tradevate as my broker for all of my prop accounts. And so it's super easy. There's no glitches. It's just bada bing, bada boom, and done. Oh, staff nursing. Gotcha. I didn't see that part. I'm like, I feel like a joke's about coming. Because I just gave the affirmation, he's like, are you a nurse? Because that just healed my wound. That sounded ridiculous. Thank you. I'll reach out to them, Wendy. They gave it to me just a few days ago and said everything should be working, but I did. Very first thing I did. I posted the disclaimer. Am I still on there? No, I'm not. I am still on there. I'm sorry. We're back on the screen, folks. Okay, so see how we tagged the new week opening gap, new day opening gap? This is the one from today. And I put it on here and I said that looks, I like where it sits and it lies. See how it's sitting right here? See how we tagged it right here? And we have our high, our low, and our higher high. This is a breaker. So now we're waiting for time and displacement to the downside if we can take a trade to the downside, or to see it break through and continue higher. One of the options is fine. We just have to wait for it to take place. Thank you, Wendy. I sent them a message here now. I'm doing a video on them. I'm really excited about it because I think for a brand new trader that wants to enter. So here's the thing with trading. Okay, so if you're a brand new trader, it's too bright on my face. So here's the deal. If you're a brand new trader, there's two stages to your, really 2 to 3 stages of your trading journey. Stage 1 is learning a strategy. That's stage 1. Learn the strategy before you even begin to trade with real capital. That's number 1. Number 2, introducing risk. I have my strategy. Now I need to learn to master my emotions when money's on the line, okay? When money's on the line, I need to be able to control myself by following my rules, following my plan, not over trading, not revenge trading, not impulsive trading, all these things. That's stage 2. Stage 2 is the hardest and longest part of the journey. It's just the truth. Stage 3 is scaling, being able to repeat stage 2 in stage 3 as you increase size, because you're going to repeat those feelings over and over and over every time you increase size, okay? So stage 1, strategy. Stage 2, strategy. You can figure out a strategy and practice strategy within a couple months. 1-2 months. That's it. That's pretty easy. But stage 2 is the longest one. Stage 2 is the hardest one. So if you need to introduce risk, you want to introduce risk in a way where you're not adding unnecessary risk as much as possible. That is in the form of not having a monthly subscription on something where you're thinking, I need to pass this count within 30 days so I don't have to pay it again. This is what Funded Next Futures is offering. And I think it is a huge use case for brand new traders. It's a little more expensive. It's $140 with the code, with the discount code included. But you can have that account and practice on it with a single micro for months and not have to worry about paying a monthly fee. Out of all of the ones that I've talked about on this channel, not a single one of them offer this feature. I think people could become profitable because of this. And they offer end of day drawdown. So everything that my Funded Futures has that I liked for a new beginner, Funded Next offers that plus no monthly subscription. I mean, it's honestly a no-brainer. So here's the thing. If the discount code right now is not working, I've emailed them. If you're interested in checking out my Funded Future or Funded Next Futures, you can use the link. The link will give you anywhere from 5 to 15%. It works right now. I just wanted to get a code, and they weren't willing to give me a code quite yet, and I sweet talked them into giving me one. Because I think it's easier for people to remember a code than go to a link, right? So that link is in the description. You'll see that under the prop firm list. But I think if you're a newer trader that is entering stage 2 in your journey of stage 2 of learning to manage your risk appropriately, I think there's a huge use case for it. So I'm testing out their platform, looking at the ins and outs, making sure I like it so I can talk about it a little more effectively to people. And yeah, that's it. Not much going on here, folks. Not much going on. So we did hit that area, and you can see the sell-off right there. I mean, we're not talking a huge sell-off. We're talking about 35 points. What's wrong with your arm? Wow, this feels like jazz music, not Christmas. Okay, I'm ready for something else. What is this? Ah, heard something pop. I was doing calisthenics, hurt my wrist. I was doing too many push-ups, handstand push-ups. This is quite annoying. Here's another fair value gap. We tagged the fair value gap, but what we didn't do is we didn't sweep lower. So still waiting. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens here. I don't like how we've reached all the way up here. I'm partial to wanting to see it come back down and take that trade to that side. All right, I need to turn down the music. It's quite too much for me. Here. All right, so this is where we're looking. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Nothing really looks good. Nothing looks really good here. I like the breaker here. I'll do a small short right here. Let's see if it wants to go lower here from this breaker, or if it's going to push higher here. Going off of this higher time frame breaker, using that as my reason to look for a short. Then we have a lower time frame breaker, high, low, higher high, close below it, coming back up into this breaker here. That's the idea. And we'll see if it wants to come a little bit deeper into this fair value gap. And this will probably be my last trade. If it doesn't play out here, I'm probably going to be done. There's no reason to try to force something that I'm not finding the right side on. So I'm going to take a 20 handle trade here with one contract and then see if it wants to move lower, moving my stop to break even if it gets down to there. Not looking good. If it gives me a wick, that would be nice. It needs to. The bigger the wick, the better. what I'll probably be doing, since this is trade number 3, I'm probably going to leave trade number 4 for a afternoon trade if something looks way better than it does now, because I think I want to bring this up here, right above that wick. All right, that's going to be it for me today, folks. Managed risk appropriately, just on the wrong side, a lot of consolidation. I'll probably be looking for something in the afternoon. But we're going to call it a day there. That puts me in the red for today. Managed it appropriately, managed emotions, followed plans, had a strategy in place, and just happens to be wrong. So this is what I went short based on right there, coming up to 60-70% of the range into a breaker. We had then displacement, not aggressive, but we had a move lower below this and a breaker here. Took that as my trade, and it didn't play out. So we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, 9:15, if you want to hang out with us. 9:15 if you want to hang out with us. And yeah, we'll be back. So thanks for hanging out with us. God bless, guys. And we will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.